why you are not building any significant muscle. You guys know the deal. Make sure you follow up my social media handles, YouTube, Insta, TikTok. It's right there. We're about to get into it. Today's topic is why you're not building any significant muscle. And by significant, I mean visually noticeable, both in clothes and without. Now, this video is for that one dude who's been working out for a year, seen very little change and blames it on genetics, or sees every guy who's grown bigger in a shorter time and says because of PEDs or because they're black. I'm joking. Take heed, people, and maybe you'll learn a thing or two, okay? Now, for the women who are still watching, this video will be useful for those who struggle to grow things like their glutes or maybe want to tone their arms, because the same principles do apply to why those things maybe aren't growing. The most obvious reason is consistency. Most of you struggling to change your physique simply lack discipline. If you commit to 4 times a week training program, do not go 4 times one week, 2 times the next week, then 3 times the week after. That irregular training pattern is causing you to leave gains on the table. Instead, plan your program around how many times you can actually show up consistently. If that's 2 times a week, fine. Design a program that covers all necessary body parts within those 2 days a week that you're going to the gym. Same thing if it's 3, 4, or 5. Do not, I repeat, do not overshoot what you cannot maintain for your gain's sake. The second reason, and in my opinion, the most important, is lack of effort. You can mess up with volume, frequency, or even have suboptimal exercise selections, but yet you're still going to grow if you train with near maximum effort, assuming your form is correct. You can always tell who make it progress and who won't based on how hard they actually push themselves in the gym. Most people train at 45 RIR, meaning they stop with 45 reps left in the tank. Over time, that leads to minimal change. Now, for those who don't know, RIR, or economized from reps in reserve, is a way to gauge how many more reps you could have done before failure. So that means before you physically could not have actually executed another rep of that exercise with good form. It's imperative you understand how to gauge RIR very early on. That's a really good indicator for how hard you're actually training. For optimal growth, you need to work within 0 to 2 RIR, meaning when you finish the set, you should have only had 1 to 2 reps left at most in the tank. So now we understand what RIR is. What I want you, who's watching this, to think about the next time you're working out is, how many more reps do I truly have in me? If the answer is more than 2, then you're not working hard enough. That's the truth of the matter. The third reason is how you program your session. Now, this is slightly more nuanced, so I want you to focus carefully to what I'm saying to avoid misapplication. Firstly, depending on how many days a week you will decide to train, you need to be able to make the most of working all the major body parts, especially the ones you want to train to bring up the most within those certain amount of workout days. Firstly, frequency matters. You should train all major muscle groups 2 to 3 times per week. If that muscle recovers quickly or you want to bring up a weak muscle, train it 3 times a week. For example, if your chest is lagging and you train 4 days a week, you train 4 times a week, hit chest on 3 of those 4 program days. Does that make sense? Secondly, there is no need for single body part days. No need. Especially if you're only training 2 to 3 times per week. Don't waste times with arm day or chest day. Your biceps do not need 5 to 8 exercises in one session. That just creates unnecessary fatigue that impedes growth rather than excels it. Frequency beats volume for muscle building. So it's better to do 1 bicep exercise on 3 different days than 3 bicep exercises in 1 day. Understanding this means that workout splits like upper, lower, and full body will be the most ideal for the average person. Thirdly, you don't need more than 9 exercises within one program. I mean, you can if you want to be a maximalist, but ideally, 6 to 9 exercises in one session is the sweet spot. The last reason, actually, two that go hand in hand: logbooking and mesocycles. Now, a mesocycle is a period or a block of training that usually lasts between 4 to 12 weeks. Now, in order to actually see progress, stick with a program for 8 to 12 weeks or even longer before changing it. Too many people switch exercises every session or change the whole program every 4 weeks. The problem is that the first to 4 weeks of a new program are mostly neurological adaptations. So it's when the brain and nervous system are trying to understand how to properly recruit more muscle fibers efficiently, improving coordination and leading to a more smoother movement pattern of the exercise itself. Now, to logbook in the context of gym is simply recording your workouts, every exercise, every weight, every session. You can use apps like Rep Count, Alpha Progression, or Heavy Set, or even the good old fashioned Notes app. Logbooking is important as you ideally want to see your numbers go up for each exercise, and statistical strength gains over time are a very good indicator that more muscle is forming in that body part, which will eventually build and showcase the significant visual muscle you desire. So, all in all, the reason why you're not building any significant muscle is 1. Lack of consistency. 2. Lack of effort. 3. Lack of proper programming. 4. Lack of mesocycle understanding. 5. Lack of logbooking. Now, if you've made it to the end of this video and you don't want to keep lacking in these areas, click the link through my bio and join my online coaching. At Fast, I know you're ready for change.